Hello. Wow, have I got a lot for you today? Cracks in the cabinet. What's going on after this Epstein evidence came out? The cold, hard facts, the documents, the birthday card, the pictures. Oh my God. There is more coming out, but huh, yeah. So what's going on with his cabinet and getting booed? I was watching mainstream media or corporate media, we'll call it, and they were showing how he went out to DT went to dinner last night to a restaurant near the White House, but they didn't show the protesting and people chanting at him, "You are Hitler." I don't even like to say that name. Oh my God, I said it. Okay. I mean, this is okay. So let's talk about the wars that he is waging and the wars that are going on now, the attacks that are going on now in the world, and how DT is complicit or whether he knew about the attack on Qatar. The peace negotiators, were bombed in Qatar by Israel. I mean, this you can't make this stuff up. Netanyahu is a war criminal. My grandchildren, my son is half Jewish. I'm not anti-Jewish. I married a Jewish person, but this is not. He's not representing. I believe he's not representing the people. Netanyahu is a war criminal, and there we have Putin. I said his name too. I shouldn't. We'll just call him Pooty or P. Uh, P, I think is a good word. Attacking Poland, got drones over Poland and Moldavia, Moldovia. Okay, so did DT, the guy that claims to be the president in the White House, the felon, did he know about that? He took this. He's not stopping. He's not. Is this at the beginning of World War III? We need to look at this. And yeah, and then also our military, I talked about this last video, just bombed some boat 24 miles off the coast of our country that supposedly had drugs in it. Okay, if it has drugs, you stop the boat, the military goes on there, gets everybody off, search the boat, you find the evidence, and then they go to court. You don't just blow up boats because you think on their intel is horrible. They're not getting intel from other countries because nobody trusts us anymore. But you don't just go around blowing up boats. They don't even know if that was an American boat. Who know? They don't even know who. It's just blown into smithereens, killed 11 people. It just blew it up. If that was real, or they're just doing that to scare people. Let me ask, was that, I got to do the cards for this because I'm, that's just upsetting to me, and I don't want my emotions to get in there, and it's a quick, well, I feel like it was that was real. That wasn't, my guides are showing me that was real. So I'm Sybil Harmony. I'm a psychic medium and healer, like my intro says. I get information on whatever I'm looking at. Normally, I've been doing, private readings and teaching classes. I'm an author of a book, Spiritual Development and Energy Healing. And I've been doing that here in Northern California for many years. And when all this happened, I was just like, I need to help out. So and I want to talk about how we are going to stop DT's military coup. He's trying to take over our cities. And I believe to stop the elections and power grab. It's not about crime because he's a criminal. First arrest the criminal in the White House. It's not about, working with the police and reinforcing, crime fighting or taking guns out of the hands of criminals or crazy. It's none of that. They're not even working with the police in Chicago. They're just going in there and invading. It's not about crime, and people don't want them there. And this is a military. It's a coup. Sorry to say that. I saw this coming. I didn't want to tell people that because I don't want to say there's a coup. It is. They're trying to do a coup and stop the voting. And I'll tell you who's behind this. And let's look at what's going on in his cabinet after this Epstein evidence came out. I also wanted to look at, will E. Jean Carroll, will the Supreme Court say that she gets her money? Oh, I wanted to mention that there is big rallies October 18th, the No Kings people. So check out your area. They said if you have to drive more than an hour to get to a Kings rally October 18th, then create one in your area, because you shouldn't have to drive that far. I might even go check out my downtown area down here and contribute. So yeah, I'm also interested in JP Morgan. They did have to pay, I think, almost $3 million or $300 million. Was it 300 million? Yeah, probably 300 million to Epstein survivors because of the funky stuff they did. And so I want to see if they are still going to be held accountable for what they did to support Epstein. Okay. I want to say, remember to vote yes if you're in California. Yes on 50. Okay, it's yes. Yes. Yes for California in November 4th. Make sure you are registered to vote. And also talk to wherever state you're in. Talk to your local people, your governor, whatever, about vote, your senator, your congressperson. Vote by mail. You want vote by mail. Okay, we need vote by mail. That's how we won in 2020, and we're still going to win, but we need to do everything we can because we're in a soft coup here. Okay, so yeah, let's look at what will happen in Chicago. And okay, I took notes here. There's a lot going on. All right, so let's look at the cabinet here. Let's look at these attacks that are going on. We talked about the boat, the 11 people killed off the shore, a Venezuelan boat off the shore, because it was 24 miles off the shore of America or off the shore of Venezuela. I think they're talking about Venezuela, because if it was off the shore of America, it could have been Americans. Let's ask, who were these people? And first, let me ask, was it off the shore of Venezuela? Yes. Yeah. Feels like, now they could have been either fishermen, they could have been drug smugglers, they could have been, but you can't just blow people up because they could have been. Or a tarot card reader or psychic said they were. You have to have the evidence and you have to take them to court. You can't just go around blowing people up. Well, we do now. We're a terrorist government now. We just blow people up and then think that's great. So, and I think I read on this that is a war crime. They said we're at war. We can do that because we are not at war with Venezuela. They want to be at war, but it might be under the heading of a war crime because Pete Hegseth, this is the people, Thiel, who pays off, and we'll talk about that, Vance, who pays him off and controls him. These people are all warmongers and terrorists, okay? So they are involved in all that. They like terrorizing people and going around blowing things up, people bombing, okay. So, and so does DT, that they're his people. So DT has a background of Russian mafia. Okay, that's his background in all the trafficking of girls from Slavic countries, trafficking from America, getting all these beauty pageants and all this stuff, and a lot of the real estate dealings he was involved with in the 80s. They took over the Italian mafia, and the Russian mafia came over and took them over. Now, I don't know if the Russian mafia has loyalty to their family. Like, if you were in the Italian mob, they might have done real bad things to you, but if you were in their family, they took care of you. And I think that a lot of people felt like, because the movie The Godfather, whatever, that, DT's going to be our guy. He's, he might be crooked, but he's our crooked guy, and he's going to sign somebody. We need to have somebody to stand up to all these billionaires or whoever they thought was doing everything. And Democrats were paid off too. Our government is paid off by both Democrats and Republicans. But I'm voting Democrat now for everything, because we got to get this guy out of here, and because their policies are better. Democrat or independent. Okay. So that's just me, but I'm just, okay. So let me get back to, this isn't about what I'm doing. If you want to vote Republican, fine, but I wouldn't vote for any of these MAGAs. I don't think there are regular Republicans running, so sorry. Yeah, there might be like some in the future or a new party, but that's a whole nother video. Okay, so yeah, so this Russian mafia, I don't know a lot about them, but my sense is that they don't have loyalty to family. They're more like the spies or the people who poison people or throw people out windows in Russia, and all those people. That's why he idolizes P so much, because he's like the head of the mafia. These are like crooks. But DT doesn't have any loyalty to anybody. He'll throw anybody under the bus. It's not like, if as long as you don't betray me, you're in my family, I got you, even though we'll be crooks together. It's not like Jesse James. And I think people thought, yeah, he's crooked, but he's our crook. No, it's not like that. He'll throw anybody under the bus. If something else looks like more money or more attention. Now, he hasn't done that to his own family members so much. I mean, I think he's not really close to Tiffany or Eric that much, but he lets Eric's wife do all that, So, and Eric definitely is standing up for his father. But so he might have been inappropriate with his daughter Ivanka. That's a whole nother video too. But she's still kind of, he's still kind of, that's the only loyalty I see so far. But he would probably throw them under the bus, if push came to shove too. So there isn't really, nobody in his cabinet is safe. These people, and a lot of them don't realize that. So let's look at these people. And the first one I saw, my guide showed me, was, oh, wait a minute. Before we look at the cabinet, I want to back up. Excuse me, I digress. I wanted to look at the attack in Qatar. So we gave Israel money for weapons of war, for bombs, and they were negotiating a swap for the hostages, and some kind of peace negotiation, either ceasefire or end the war, probably just a ceasefire. And these two Qatarians, is that how you say it? These two guys from Qatar that were negotiating the peace deal were in that building, and they were killed when the Israel dropped those bombs that we paid for. Now, I want to ask, did DT know about that? I think he did. I think he knew, and he's like, I don't care. He does not care. He will stab people and say he got their airplane. So you see, that's what I'm talking about, the mafia. You paid him off. You paid his bribe. You gave him a $400 whatever $million airplane, whatever, the golden airplane. You gave him that in Qatar. So they think they're safe now. They paid their ransom. They paid the guy off, but he doesn't care. Even if you see corporations, hello, wake up. You see this? You see how he does? You could pay him and capitulate to him, and he'll still stab you in the back when a better deal comes, because that's who he is. Because he cares more about having a nasty reputation, and that's really who he is. He is demonically evil. People haven't been saying that, but I'm going to say that. I heard people calling him the H word, that guy who killed all the people from World War II. I don't want to say his name again. And I really believe he is. He is that monstrous. So, I mean, should they have given him the plane? No, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't give him anything because he doesn't honor his word. He's not a man of honor. There is, it's not like you're in with him. No. That's why nobody likes him, because he will turn on you. People with a brain know that. But Qatar, guess you found out. Okay, so let's ask the cards. Did he know about the bombing in Qatar? Yeah. Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely. There was money paid. They got the money. He manipulated them. He feels like, you didn't really do that much for me. Just an airplane. You could have done more. But yeah, once you give him something, he's like, well, you could have done more. But when I asked, did he do this? Look at that. Yes, he had the plan. Yeah. Technically, we just bombed Qatar. I would say we did. Now that's not going to come out in the news like that, but okay. They're fighting. They're all about the message, how the message comes out. They're just screwing up he's putting us at war with the world. Everybody hates him because the tariffs. Even Russia hates him. He knew. He knew. He did this. See the people in the coffins? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have to cover that with, you have to cover your cards now. I didn't know that. Sorry, YouTube. I will cover you can't have that's not going to cover it. Sorry. You can't have, here's a pen. You can't have a body without clothing on it. And there was little pictures here. Sorry. Oh, wait a minute. There's the lady. Okay. Oh, boy. Okay. So you have to draw on your cards now. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Not going to happen again, YouTube. Okay. I just flashed it up real quick. Probably no kids saw or anything. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I hope there isn't any more naked people. Okay. We'll find out. I thought I covered them all. When I saw that card, I was like, uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, so he totally did that. Okay. He did that. Now, what about he knew. He's like, yeah, I just see him sitting there going, yeah, okay. Yeah. Do it. I don't care about them anyway. Oh my God. What a rat. What a evil person. Okay, so let's look at, so you probably don't need a psychic. If you're an expert on Russia and politics and you're watching what's going on, you know this. That they were already planning to go into other countries. They're trying to get rid of NATO. And now they're bombing or sending drones over Moldova and Poland, because that's their next. So I want to know. I mean, so he's like, yeah, let him eat cake, let him do it. Yeah, that's that. When I asked, does DT know about that? He's like, whatever. He can do whatever he wants. That's how he really feels about Russia, because remember, these are his people. He wants them to be his people, even though P does not trust him and never will. Doesn't even like him, disrespects him. Because he can't, I don't know, because he's like stupid or he talks too much or he's American. I don't know. He just hates him. And he wants to control, mostly he wants to control him, and he is. So he's invading other countries. We're part of NATO. That means technically we should be at war now with Russia. They attacked NATO countries. Poland is in NATO. I don't know about Moldova. You guys probably know in the comments. And thank you for your wonderful comments and your questions. And I'm going to look at, I'll look at some questions on Saturday. I might even try to go live on Saturday if I can. And because we need some healing. And yeah, so check me out on Saturday. Well, I'll answer more questions and that you left on my post, my community page under post. Yeah, because there's so much here. Sorry, I was going to do them today, but I'll have to look at it Saturday. I'm also going to do, I'm going to be on the show with the Swamp of what Shari, 2:00 Pacific time tomorrow. And then I have an astrologer on. We're going to look at the astrology of what's going on politically and in the world on Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Are these shows going to be live? Probably. Well, they might be posted, so it'll come out about 4 or 5 on Saturday evening. That one with the Dabney, Lawless Astrology. She's amazing. You should check us out. Okay. All right. So let's go back to, so he knew about, yeah, is this World War III starting with, NATO countries? I mean, I feel like they're trying to make it seem like, well, it's not really like on the news. Like, well, they're not even really, it should be like huge headlines everywhere. Russian drones bombing, I don't know if they dropped bombs, but they're threatening, they're terrorizing Poland and Moldova. So let's look at, is this the beginning of World War III? I know he knows about it. He does not care. In fact, he supports P and Russia. Wow. P wants it to be the start. He's trying to. And DT wants it to be, he wants war too. He likes that. He's really evil. He likes it. Okay, so it's not. It's not. Whew, but they're going to try. They're going to try. So, yes, they did an act of war. There's going to be an offer made by, this is the message. They're like, yeah, here we are. Well, what do you think about us now? But in the past, there was light shining. That was NATO. Coming in the future, they're going to try. They're going to try. Russia and P, and with DT's help, but I don't feel like DT's going to be in there that long to help them. They might not either. P might not be there that long either, because they kind of go down together when they go down. But here we are. Is it going to be World War III? Let me get a clarifier on that. Is this, show me a yes or no, reverse for a no. Is this going to be the beginning of World War III? Whew. No. No, it's going to be stopped. But this is some dark, nasty stuff. Well, F around and find out. Like, I hate to be, I told you so, don't vote for him. I told you so. I like people like, he's going to help the economy. No, he's not. He is not. It is not good. Now you can, be in your spiritual connection path, whatever. Watch the video I did yesterday on creating safe space with prayer and meditation. It's how you receive guidance and create the life you want by connecting and getting into alignment with yourself, whether this stuff is going on or not. Because when you are in alignment with yourself or your purpose, you'll be protected. I don't know how that works. I just know that it does. And I don't need to know how it works. I just know that it does. I dropped a card here, or I dropped my notes. Okay. All right. So let's look at the cabinet. Cracks in the cabinet. Dan Bongino. He's the first one I saw. He is really upset. He's trying to hold it together. This is a guy with a big social media following, which he really cares about, and talked about Epstein all the time and how we were going to get him and get the Dems. Well, now the evidence is coming out about his beloved leader, who he works for. After that evidence came out yesterday, and we'll look at Pam Bondi because she's under the gun too. But after that evidence came out yesterday, I feel like he's just, so this is the vision they showed me. He's looking at the floor, and there's a crack between the wall and the floor. There's a crack. He's like, is there a crack in this? Is there somehow this could be okay and I can get out of this? Or DT won't be, connected to the Epstein, or won't be. And he wanted to believe this. I feel like he really did. I feel like he believed the stuff. Not all of them do, but I feel like he knew he was dirty. He had some stuff on him. He's a politician. So he goes, well, okay. Which is BS, because politicians should be honest and working for the people. It shouldn't be okay like, oh, you're a politician. That's okay. They all lie. No, that time is over and done. We're done with that, especially after this. Okay, so he's looking at this crack. Why are you looking at the crack? Like, is there a crack in the foundation of what I've been building? There is. It's falling apart. It's cracking apart. There is a crack where the walls are about to come down. And so he's looking, he is really stressed. He's looking for a way out. And he looks over, and there's the stairs going up to a higher place with a door that's open. And the door, if you walk through the door, there's nothing there. It's freedom. But you don't know what's going to happen. If you jump off the cliff, you go through the door and jump off the cliff, you're in free fall. You don't know what's out there. You don't know if you're going to fly, if you're going to make it, if you're going to land somewhere, or it's all over. You don't know. So if he looks over to the steps, and there's this hand reaching out, and the hand is who he believes is dead, Epstein. But it's the energy, the dead energy of Epstein, the darkness, reaching out to try to grab him and pull him back in and keep him in that broken room with the crack on the floor where he's sitting there by himself. Because you have to face yourself in this energy. You have to look at your life and what you've done. Who are you and what do you stand for? That's what all this is making these people do. Or they're running scared. We'll look at Pam Bondi. They're being threatened. So he's sitting there. He's like, do I take the leap? Do I go up the stairs? And how do I not get grabbed by this hand of Epstein, the garbage that's trying to pull me down and keep me in there? Do I walk up the steps and take a leap of faith? And who knows where I'm going to end up? That's some heavy stuff. This is a person who is in a crisis and he is pretending like, yeah, so yeah. But that's where he is, his true state that he's in. Let's look at what's going to happen with him. Are you going to leave? Are you going to come out for truth? Are you going to, what's going to happen with him? Is he going to stand up to this corruption? Because I believe somewhere in his heart, he's a good guy. At least he's not into he thought he wanted to believe this was real. Some people, like Alex Jones or whatever, some people are just hateful and they're just freaking crazy and greedy. But I feel like he really thought that this happened, that the Democrats were doing this and they were going to be caught. And he was going to be the hero. And he was telling people this, and he was built his whole career around this. And now the evidence has come out like, yeah, it's your guy. So he's been working on this. And you got in a position in the White House. He feels a fight. He's lost the fight within himself. In the past, he could message. He put out the message. He's the good guy. We're going to get the bad guys. We're going to save children. This is the fool. He was a fool. Can he do this? There's the cliff. That's it. Do I go up the stairs and step off the cliff? Then what? He wants to celebrate. Now, this is women. What's he going to do? This is the agreement he made with the president. He's trapped because he made this agreement. This is betrayal. What is this? Is he gonna step off the cliff? Is he gonna leave the administration? Huh. I don't know. I don't know if he's decided yet. Because when I ask him now, he says, I can't. Why can't you? Are you being threatened? Yeah, there's people telling him, you can't do this. You cannot turn on us. Wow. Is his life being threatened? Pretty much. Remember, this is the mafia. These people don't play. I don't know that he's just, will you step off the cliff? Will you go up the stairs and get out of this and step off the cliff? I think he's thinking about it. He's thinking about something else. That'd be more of a yes. But like before it's too late. The pressure's on now because the stuff is coming out. Okay. So, wow. Okay. So I wanted to look at Pam Bondi. Oh, God. Now, her too, I feel like she wanted to believe all the lies that she knew he was crooked. She knew he was in the mob, but she's with the corporate people and the money, and they don't care. But she didn't know that he was, yeah, he was friends with Epstein, but she thinks, but he didn't really do anything, did he? I don't believe that. Like, she didn't want to believe that. Is that right? Did she believe that he was pretty much legitimate? Yeah. She believed that the world would be better with him and that, yeah, he's done some stuff, but I'm a lawyer, I'm a corporate lawyer, I go where the money is. He's offering me this position, this powerful position. And I believe she pretty much, like she said, all the evidence will be released because you didn't know he was in there, right? And then when she saw all the videos of the child porn and everything, she's like, oh my God, it is not going to be released. She did not know. Oh my God, she did not know. I mean, that only really takes a person with a brain in your head. If you're following this, you can see first she says, why would she say that? I'm going to release it all. And then just put out a little, like, and then they're like, no, you're not. Don't. So they're so unorganized. Like they should have told her before, like, you're not going to release that. And then DT told her, no, you don't release that. This is now he's saying it's a dead issue. It is not going away. Okay, so then I see her sitting. She's under pressure today. Today is the 10th of September because they're having a Senate meeting on forcing her a vote whether she's already legally supposed to release everything and they're just letting little parts out. So the people, who's going to save us? The people, the survivors, their lawyers. The people want the answers. They're going to come forward with the information anyway. So you just aren't thinking right because you're doing the wrong thing here, it's coming out anyway. And then they can say, well, it was a hoax. It was the all made up. Really? They're right there. This is all coming out. So why is she still sitting there like she is terrified? She is stressed. I feel like she's even to the point of, I see a window. I see her going out a window. Like, is she afraid? Oh, there's a threat. Sometimes things happen to people who can't keep their mouths shut. I feel like TT said that to her. Sometimes people who can't be quiet go out windows. She's been threatened. Has she been verbally out loud threatened, or did she just get that this is the deal? She just knows this is the deal. Because look at all the other people. Oh, that's what they said to her. It's a shame all these people have died around this, like Ivana. Epstein's lawyer is now dead. Virginia Giuffre. Some of the survivors are no longer here. Epstein himself. It's a shame what happens to people when they get involved with this. That's what was said to her. Because they didn't say it's a shame when people go out the window, but that's what she's thinking. She knows who these people are. That's what they do. Oh my God. Does she want out? I feel like she wants out of the cabinet, but she can't now. Is she suicidal? Is she suicidal? Close. If not, yes. I mean, this is the end of her career. She is now helping in a cover-up of a pedophile, the worst pedophile ring that ever was. Oh my God, let's look at her future. I was going to talk more about J.D. Vance and the military. Oh, I want to talk about this country, what they're doing in this country with the taking over of cities. But let's look at Pam Bondi. How's your thing going here? She wants to leave. She's still looking at it. The money, the agreements. The fight. It's already falling apart. She knows it. She's no dummy. Stuff is happening quickly. More evidence coming. The law is coming for her. Does she still have some hope? Money. She still has hope for something is going to change. Something will change. It's not going to change. No. This is treachery. She got involved. She got over her head. She's in trouble. She's not going to a good place. It's not going to be good. I don't know how it's going to work out, but it's not going to be good. If I was her, if I was giving her a reading of both these people, Bongino and her, I would be like, you need to get out of there. You need to get some protection. You need to get out of there. You need to speak up because your name will be tainted through all of history. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. So attacking the cities. What is he doing? He is DT is attacking the cities, and the corporate media isn't showing the rallies and the protesters and the people who are don't want this. They are a little bit. Some of them aren't. I just was watching. What's her name? Can't think of her name. Lucky for her, I can't think of her name. I guess I'm not supposed to say it. I'm kind of channeling when I'm doing a reading. But let's look at so people in big cities. I don't want to scare you, but you need to be prepared, and we should be very peaceful. Remember Martin Luther King that talked about peaceful protests? We need to be very peaceful when we do this. And I think they're instructing people. There's going to be troublemakers because they might even throw troublemakers out there. But it's too much to even look at everything. But let's just look at Chicago right now. So, and you saw what he posted on Truth Social that he's going to war with Chicago. So American troops are being sent to take over American cities, Americans in American cities. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at Chicago. What's going to happen with Chicago? So they're going to fight. Let's try to jump. We already know that. You don't need to be a psychic to know. They're already fighting. Pritzker is fighting. What's going to happen? So it's a lie. The reasons they're going in there, it's crime and what, they're not working with the police or the governor or, drug trafficking or illegal guns. They're not doing that. It's all a lie. It's a betrayal. You're attacking your own people. There he is. The money is in the past. I feel like money doesn't want him to do this, but he's so terrified because this Epstein stuff, he'll do anything now. He was going to do it anyway because these people, look what they did January 6th. They will do anything to win the election. And Vance, too. Vance has Teal behind him. Vance is trying to protect himself emotionally because he knows people hate him. But he's just following orders from Teal. So that's really who's running the country now is whoever is behind Miller. Oh, I wanted to look at Susie Wiles, too. I think that's his name, his secretary. I don't know if I can do all that in this video. I might have to do that in the next one. I see that she's crying. And she's looking to Vance. Like, help us. Because she knows his health is really bad. And he's hated, and she thinks maybe Vance. So how did she get in there? I mean, like, she is just her own desire for fame and fortune I mean, she just thought she was going to be running some little crooked White House, not all this. This is like going to war. So Chicago is going to fight. Now there's money. There's money in Chicago. There's people who are going to come to the aid of Chicago. Chicago is strong. Chicago families, Chicago people. Pritzker has money, people who are supporting him and got him in there. There's money behind him. There's money behind Chicago people. Is this the end or the beginning? Fighting the law and what is this? Chicago will have abundance. Chicago's going to be okay. We're not having this. We are not having this. Chicago is going to be okay. That's not what DT wants it to be, but because he'll do anything because his policies, and they know that. I heard a talk with Teal. This is not a psychic reading. He said our policies are so unpopular. The only way that we can win is through military might. He's a military guy. He likes to take things over and yeah. Wow. Okay. I just want to do one more quick question. Will E. Jean Carroll, will she get her money? Come on, we need some. And oh, I want to tell you some good news too. Let's go. E. Jean Carroll, will she get her money? I think the law's going to say yeah. Yeah, I think she's going to get her money. Will the Supreme Court get involved with E. Jean Carroll's case? No, they can't really. I don't feel like they will. Wait, will they get involved? I'm not sure about the read of that card. Will Supreme Court get involved in her case? Okay, look, just show me a card. Is she going to get her money? Yeah. The lawyers are going after. Yeah, I think she is. It looks good. Okay, so what I wanted to tell you about all this is that how are we going to win this? These takeovers, these coups, these of cities, this illegal administration, these crooks. How are we going to win this? The people. I was looking and nature always, I go on walks in the morning and nature always talks to me. It's an old shamanic tool of most people look at cards nowadays, but I still do the old school. I still walk in nature. And the ants came. We need to all work together. We, the people, are going to take back our country and bring back our world to peace. We will have peace. We will have a peaceful, prosperous world. But we all need to, there are more of us than them. And we all need to chip in and do our part and work together. You know, like little ants do, they all line up, they all work together. That's how we need to do. And we're going to do that. We are doing that. So, yes on 50. Go to your rallies. Call your senator. Say prayers. We're going to do this. Hey, if you like this, please subscribe to my channels. I'm almost my channel. Yeah, I have 2 channels. I haven't been posting on the other one lately, but there's some good spiritual videos there. It's Sybil Harmony Healing. And this one is just, if you can subscribe and like, I'm almost up to 18,000 subscribers. That really supports me in the work I do. So I really appreciate you, and give me a like and share a comment, and I'll put up a post for Saturday, and either I'll answer questions on the post or I'm thinking about doing a live on Saturday. Like maybe 10 o'clock Pacific time. Maybe I can do that. And because there's a lot going on and I want to connect with you all. I feel like you're my friends. You send me such nice comments. And then when I meet you in private readings, people are like, oh, you feel like my girlfriend. I've been watching you for forever. Oh, that's so cool. I love that. So thank you so much. I'm sending you love. Hey, you know what? Enjoy your day. Don't let them steal your power. Breathe. calm down. I'm going to do a video probably coming out tomorrow on deep self-care, because that's what we need now. So we're going to get through this. We're going to do this. We're all going to work together. And I'm sending you so much love. Bye for now.